Here we come to the garden for Cymbeline.
And what plants are mentioned in this play, Will Shakespeare?
Cedar, elder, pine, and oak. Moss, rushes, reeds, and vines. Violet, eglantine, primroses, lilies, cowslips, daisies, and harebells, and marybuds, which are the buds of the marigold flower.
A great many. How do they all fit into this play?
This is a play of misconstrued events and wicked intents. Concealed names and natures, mistaken misprizing of both good and evil. The plants of this play present qualities that illustrate like qualities in men and women. Consider the king, Cymbeline, near the end of the play. As all is being put right, the soothsayer interprets an oracle that involves a cedar, a tree most renowned for majesty. He says, "The lofty cedar, royal Cymbeline, personates thee, and thy lopped branches point to the two sons forth, who, by Belerius stolen, for many years thought dead, are now revived, to the majestic cedar joined, whose issue promises Britain peace and plenty."
So the cedar is like this royally stern and upright king.
The oracle also tells of the violence done to the king years before, when Belerius cut off the king's branches, his sons, carrying off the two infant boys. But Cymbeline is yet a living tree, and so it is possible to engraft his sons to make the tree whole again.
And what of the unhappy Belerius? The king condemned him for a traitor, upon hearsay never verified.
Belerius compares himself to a different tree. "Cymbeline loved me, and when a soldier was the theme, my name was not far off. When I was a tree, whose branches did bend with fruit, but in one night a storm or robbery, call it what you will, shook down my mellow hangings, nay, my leaves, and left me bare to wither."
He was fruitful for his king, until unjustly banished from the orchard. What happens to the stolen princes?
Belerius, hidden, raises them as his own, living as cave-dwelling hunters. They think Belerius is their father, but every day he sees their royal nature shining in their deeds. They are as gentle as zephyrs blowing beneath the violet. 'Tis wonder that an invisible instinct should frame them to the royal unlearned, honor untaught, civility not seen from other, valor that wildly grows in them, but yields a crop as if it had been sowed.
And Imogen, the king's daughter? We have talked much of her brothers, but isn't this play even more about her?
It is. She endures much. Her imperious father forbids her what she loves most. He thinks she is his sole remaining child, and the last hope of peaceful succession for his crown.
Her evil stepmother, the queen, hates her and seeks to kill her. And the queen's vicious dolt of a son abuses her and plots against her happiness and her virtue. Her loving husband, Posthumus Leonatus, learns in exile to denounce curses upon her for falsehood she never committed.
And for the mere sport of winning a wager, the crafty Italian braggart, Iachimo, uses her own trust and generosity to reave her ruin, even as he gazes on her beauty and virtue while she sleeps. Cytherea, how bravely thou becomest thy bed, fresh lily and whiter than the sheets.
Cytherea, that's Venus.
Yes, the goddess of love. And note that he also calls her a lily, a flower well known as the emblem of purity and innocence. It is she who has persuaded him that such virtue truly exists.
Imogen flees the court to seek her husband, disguised as a boy called Fidele. Along the way, she meets her brothers, though they are unknown to her, and she to them.
Unknown, and yet known. Her brothers clearly see both Fidele's virtue and the distress that boy would hide. One says, "By doubt, I do note that grief and patience rooted in him doth mingle their spurs together." Spurs here are the branches of the roots. The other answered, "Grow, patience, and let the stinking elder grief untwine her perishing root with the increasing vine."
That makes the elder tree sound very unpleasant, a grief that threatens to choke off natural patience.
The elder was an ill-famed tree among us. Confronted with her sorrows, her virtue grows the stronger.
It's all hard for her. She becomes sick and takes a potion given her by a trusted servant, thinking it to be medicinal. But it isn't. Unknown to that servant, the evil stepmother has decocted a deadly poison.
And yet it is not deadly. Deceit piles upon deceit. The evil queen is often busy in her still room. She learns from the doctor how to make confections and perfumes. She sends her ladies to gather innocent flowers for her. So, well done, well done. The violets, cowslips, and the primroses bear to my closet. When at length she asks to study lingering poison. The doctor suspects the queen. He gives her a less cruel drug.
So Imogen only falls into a sleep that resembles death.
One of her brothers carries her seemingly dead body out of the cave, while the other mourns. Oh, sweetest, fairest lily, my brother wears thee not the half so well as when thou grewst thyself. Recall, the lily is also an emblem of resurrection.
There seems to be much to associate flowers with death.
Say rather that many flowers speak of hope and promise in the face of death. Imogen's brothers crave the comfort of flowers for a Fidele when they think he is dead. They use the beauty of flowers as a tribute to Fidele's beauty. With fairest flower whilst summer lasts, I live here, Fidele. I'll sweeten thy sad grave. Thou shalt not lack the flower that's like thy face, pale primrose, or the azured harebell, like thy veins. No, nor the leaf of eglantine, whom not to slander, outsweetened not thy breath. Yea, the furred moss besides, when flowers are none, to winter ground thy course.
Yes. I also recall that Roman soldiers marching to battle pause to give kindly burial to the corpse which Fidele, that is, Imogen, mistakes to be that of her husband Posthumus. They, too, seek out flowers for the purpose. Let us find out the prettiest daisied plot we can, and make him with our pikes and partisans a grave.
Above all, the abundance of plants in this play fills it with possibility of new growth. Let come what comes, plants ever flower anew. At the end of the play, Imogen sheds her guise as a boy and embraces her husband Posthumus, and thus he too, like Cymbeline and Belarius, becomes a flourishing tree. He recovers not only his beloved and virtuous wife, but also his much abused love and faith, with a cry, "Hang there like fruit, my soul, till the tree die."